Good afternoon. I think we'll go ahead and get started. I know yesterday this kind of ran almost to 1 o'clock, so we'll try to keep things moving. So we welcome everybody to today's meeting. We have some updates on the strategic plan and various workforce and the various areas. So first person up is Lori Storer and the strategic plan.
Hi. One of the things that came out of the climate survey done, well actually it was done in 2015 and then it's just being finalized, but one of the things was transparency and a platform where we could express our opinions or comments. So the climate survey was incorporated into the strategic plan, and I'm going to show you where you can add your comments. What we're looking at is how, I mean, most of you probably already know how to access a Google Doc, but in case you don't, go to your 9 little squares up on your corner of your email, then select Sheets, and you will be, let me go back one, you're going to type in the search box, strategic planning. If you just start with strategic, first one that comes up is action, updates, and ideas. That's the ones you want. And the first page, or the first tab of this spreadsheet gives you the entire strategic plan. Listing goals, 1, 2, and 3, the sub-goals, and the tactics beneath the sub-goals. So you're going to want to look at it and say, okay, goal number 1, item D, tactic number 1. Have advisor listing on homepage with my NSIC with picture. Okay, if you want to comment on that, you're going to go to the next tab, goal number 1. Obviously, if you have a concern with goal number 2 or 3 or 4, you're going to want to go to whichever tab you have a comment on. You're going to put your name, your date, or the date, and specify which item you're referring to. So, you know, sub-goal D, tactic number 3, and then over here you're going to put your comments. So you can put your concerns, your comments, input is always appreciated. Each of the goals has a lead person that will evaluate your comment and take it to the strategic planning meeting the next time they meet. I'm the lead on goal number 3. So if you have a comment near goal number 3, I'll be the one that reviews it and takes it to the strategic planning meeting for a review. Any questions? Tony, do I get credit for instructions?
You already did an excellent presentation.
All right, thank you. Who's next?
Next we have faculty and staff campaign. So Zach.
I'm here to represent the Faculty and Staff Campaign Committee, and I could tell you about that, but the video is going to do a better job than I could. So go ahead, Megan, and show us the video, and we'll see what the Faculty Staff Campaign is all about.
I give the Northwest State Foundation because it goes for our students, and really what we do here is all about our students. So if I can support somebody, an individual or several individuals by my donation, then I'm a happy man.
I give to support Northwest State and their students.
I give to the foundation to help students.
I support the Northwest State Foundation because we have a lot of worthy students, and I think it makes a difference.
I support donating to the Changing Life Scholarship because I'd like to help students change their lives.
It's exciting to support the foundation because we're the things that best for our students.
I do that give to the foundation for kids. And I support the foundation because I know it's going to support some students in the future. Students there to contribute to this area of Northwest Ohio.
This is really the best way to give back to our campus community and focus them here student scholarships.
I support the Northwest State Foundation because it supports our community by creating an educated workforce that can meet the needs for now and the future.
As a graduate of Northwest State, I understand the importance of a community college education, and that is why I support the campaign for scholarships for students.
I support the Northwest State Foundation because all they do for the college and the students.
I support the foundation because I value the students at this campus and their many struggles and how hard they work, and I just really want to give them a little support.
I support the foundation because I wouldn't be a teacher if I didn't believe students need to succeed.
Why do you support the Northwest State Foundation?
Because I believe in what we're doing here at Northwest State, and I believe in our students.
I believe in giving because giving is
Okay, I support the foundation because I support the students, and the students are why we are here. So I think it's fitting that we support them.
I support the foundation because it makes a direct impact on our students and it makes a direct impact on Northwest Ohio. That's why I give.
I support the foundation because it's all about giving back to the students.
I do because I believe in the students.
I donate to the foundation because I want students to have the advantage that I have.
I support the Northwest State Foundation because we're dream leaders.
We encourage you to donate to the campaign if you haven't already done so. The idea is to get as much participation as possible, no matter what the amount of the contribution. There are also several events. You can see the background, which was the kickoff a couple of weeks ago. And there will be several times that we're awarding stickers for the buttons, and that will lead to the drawings that happen then at the conclusion of the campaign at the end of January. There will be another food opportunity and celebration and the auction of a variety of prizes. I've got some forms here, so if you're interested in donating, feel free to pick up one of those forms. But I'm not here to do any arm twisting. I can't speak about the Green Hornet, though. But if you need a form, you can contact Robin or her office, or I can get them for you. Thanks.
Thanks, Zach. Next is Advanced Manufacturing, and Jim.
Thank you, Larry and Cindy. For those of you who don't know, my name is Jim Dravis. I'm Workforce Development here at Northwest State Community College, and Tori Wolf is not with me today. She was way late in an account. The Advanced Manufacturing Consortium is a group of people we like to consider a container for all things manufacturing. It started off with a lean consortium. We started working on that in 2011, and when I go out in the market, I make my calls, I kept hearing the lean events, Kaizens, Six Sigma, Yellow Belt, Green Belt training. And a number of accounts said, boy, we need to have more training, more sharing, more events. So we started a lean consortium. We have a steering committee, bylaws, and we have field trips and benchmarking events. And certainly training for CTS. An interesting point of that is Sauter Wood called us up about 6 months ago to benchmark our library. They're doing a training library and they want to see how a library works. So they came down and talked to ours and gave us great reviews to have them kind of set up their training library for their employees. So our mission or purpose is to make Northwest Ohio the location of choice for job creation and retention. We do that by making customers more efficient, more profitable, to expand and hire more of our students and graduates. So that leads us to the Advanced Manufacturing Consortium. It was just established in October 2015. It's Northwest State and what we call the MEP, Manufacturing Extension Partnership. That's Tori's job. She's a grant-paid employee. Her job is to go out and help accounts. Our bailiwick is to help smaller accounts, 25 employees and below, that don't have the resources that maybe a GM or a Campbell Soup has. We certainly call and help every account. We don't differentiate from that. but you get more kudos from the state as we help these companies that don't have the resources. So we bring everybody together. We want to share and collaborate with our partners in manufacturing, learn how the company can tap into state resources, and sometimes they're chargeable, sometimes they're free from the state, and succeed. Once again, our success measurement is increased efficiency in growing our clients' business in Northwest Ohio. Our mission, we got to create or help manufacturers create, retain jobs, increasing profit, and it just leads to everything else. More profits, more money, more tax base, more pay, more money to hire our students, our employees here. Vision, the AMC's primary resource for manufacturers. You know me as workforce development and educating youth. That's what we do. We also have sustainability support, supply chain, continuous improvement, and technology acceleration. We have resources from the state, and it's kind of moved Northwest State into a consulting phase. Then we hope to do this by collaboration, innovation. Our strength is education, but entrepreneurship and inventiveness. Membership can include just about anybody, but our key one is manufacturers and suppliers. We want to bring everybody here, educational institutions. We need the K through 12 because we don't have enough workforce. We got to educate our youth in manufacturing topics. We work with 4 county and higher education groups. Our economic development, we have 5 county economic developments. They're doing their own thing all the time. We have 5 tribes that we kind of pull in and try to get to work with us. The Regional Growth Partnership. We bring in state and local agencies and try and always create the public-private partnership with the MEP network. It's easier said than done for all of us. You know, the effort to collaborate within this building is difficult. Bringing people outside and getting all of us on the same page is difficult as well. Here's some of our members. I think we board between 70 and 75 right now. And you can kind of see we have a typical manufacturing account, but when we start with lean practitioners are such things as the Fulton County Health Center, Henry County Hospital, and we also have Defiance College join the manufacturing consortium. And it kind of started as the lean consortium, but we rolled it all into one because the manufacturing consortium has a wider view versus the narrow view of just lean. So the lean consortium kind of falls under the manufacturing consortium right now. We certainly have a steering committee to help us along the way. We want youthful ownership of our committee, and we want male and female both. But there's kind of some of our logos of the people we have. APT Manufacturing in Hicksville, Aero Trueline, North Star Steel. Smaller concentration machine is we have the ownership, and Raymond Gage is another account. Campbell Soup is certainly a large account, but we kind of need their bandwidth at time or their clout when we want things to get done. And we have Kathy Swords on that. She's a quality person, and she's very helpful getting resources for us from that standpoint. So our steering committee is very active, and we talk to them about everything we do. Everything we do is driven by the steering committee, such as the workforce shortage. The workforce shortage is our #1 problem. Everybody knows it in the area, and early on they identified that. That's our task to help get that solved, and that kind of pushes our division to work with the admissions group. Certainly high schools is not my bailiwick. I rely on Amanda a lot for that. There's College Credit Plus. There's undecided students that would, if they were aware of manufacturing, there's great jobs waiting out there. So we do a lot of work in the market with admissions, and we're called to that. So workforce shortage is #1. There's also workforce shortage in the insurance industry as well. There's a great amount of people retiring in that industry, and they're having trouble finding people to replace those workers as well. The MEP network is kind of different. It's a different concept. Like I said, for us to this consulting phase for other things we do. First one up there is part of our network. We can bring no-charge plant energy audits to the area. We did that for 2 accounts. One, we found $10,000 of savings right away. The University of Dayton is their program. Their electrical engineering students come out with their dean, and they do no-cost energy audits for our clients through this MEP network. And when I say energy audit, we look at wages, and that stands for water, air, gas, electricity, and steam. And that's what we look at in the plant to find waste. Ohio is the 3rd leading supplier in the aerospace industry. Boeing, you probably recognize out in Seattle, that's the big United States maker. Airbus is Europe. But we have an Airbus supply chain network. They need all of our companies to make parts for them. So we work in this area to get our clients AS9100 certified. That's the quality certification for the aerospace industry. And then they can become suppliers in Airbus. So we're trying to get our clients more business through that network. Our big thing too is the Ohio Statewide Resource Network. We work with the Edison Centers, which is Magnet in Cleveland, TechSolve in Cincinnati, Ohio Polymers in Columbus. SIFT is a local one, that's Center for Innovative Food and Technology, that's right in Toledo. We have a great host of resources from the state if you're aware of them. So that's our job, to make our clients aware of them. We have an export training class to the University of Toledo. A lot of our clients export. They have trouble getting their products to the right place and certainly getting paid. So the University of Toledo has some great resources to train on that. Typical for us, seminars and workshops from CTS. When we send emails out, we have about 700 manufacturing contacts. And I would say those are current contacts, real live people. The last 6 months, we've seen such a movement in HR people that we have to keep that constantly updated to get the right people. Katie McKelvey comes here for our HR. Heidi Taylor leaves BARD to take her place. And then Vicki Greenler from Tire takes her place. And so we have all these state changes to make all the time, and that's it's kind of like keeping 100 frogs in a bathtub. It's kind of hard to do. You know us for custom on-site training solutions, business-to-business connections. A lot of our clients do business with each other, and the ones that don't quite know everything, we kind of bring them together. That's been a really positive event too, that we get more people doing business within Northwest Ohio. Foreign language translation, you might not consider that for us. So we had a client in Montpelier call us on a Monday. They had Japanese customers coming in and they need translators. And you know, our customer knowledge is pretty good, so we call Canco, which has 12 or 15 Japanese employees on site at all times, and their families are in the area. So we had translators within a couple days to help them bridge that communications gap. The reasons Tori's not here today, I left her at Spangler Candy. I don't even mean left her, she has a car. She's there with one of our instructors who is a certified STEAM person for Ohio. And so he brought us in for STEAM training for employees because it's relatively dangerous. Plus, STEAM operators are few and far between. We went down the path, and it's more like safety for STEAM training. And then we talk about, well, what do you want? And it's certainly not college credit. It's more workforce development. They said, boy, could you make videos of our product? Could you automate our systems and animate them? So it kind of went from, it's typical what we do. We get called in for a training opportunity, and it's very different than what we thought it was. So now it comes more like a curriculum development. And then they had dozens of topics they want us to develop for them and give them custom training on. So Tori's there with that person. They're going to figure it out, and she'll eventually make it back here. Collaboration, as I said before, it's as easy as herding cats here. We really think the Advanced Manufacturing Consortium is a place to land all this. We have a lot of people going out and talking in the marketplace about what we do, how to help. We have government agencies, education, and manufacturing, trying to bring them together. We made great movement here in the last couple of years, but we really need to get in there. I just attended another meeting in Napoleon, and now they've identified 35 to 38% of their seniors graduating with no plan. That's 40 to 70 students that are not having a military 2-year or 4-year plan, and they're talking about an apprentice program at a high school level. So that's pretty cool, and if we can get involved with that and connect them with our manufacturing clients, it seems like a real match. So that's all I have. I'm available afterwards if you want to talk about my exciting life in workforce development.
Thank you, Jim. Mike, you're up. Career services.
All right, so I forgot my bell for the second day in a row. We'll get to that here in a second. There, I was looking for the Salvation Army bell ringtone. That is, what is on there? All right, okay, I do have that thing.
We can do it.
There we go. Anyways, how's it going, everyone? All right. So this is really my first opportunity to kind of address campus-wide some of the initiatives that I've been doing over the last 10 or 11 months in the Career Services Office. I gave a similar presentation to full-time faculty in the spring, just talking about some of the resources that Career Services and student activities really bring to campus. And so I just kind of want to highlight a few of the initiatives that I've been doing over the last couple of months, some resources that are available. Even if you're not in the classroom with students, you certainly have that interaction, whether you're in an office or in food service or anything, where you might overhear students talking about employment or maybe not knowing what direction they want to go, and just kind of a reminder of some of the services that I offer. So I'll kind of go around some of the icons that are up there and go through the next couple of slides, but first and foremost, I'm available to do in-class presentations. I've done probably about 8 or 9 already this fall semester, typically with like the introductory classes, whether it's in I don't know, medical assisting, or with our nursing students, or paraprofessional, where I basically go over some career counseling, career development, some of the resources that we have. I've done some resume writing workshops with students as well. So I can do that in a group setting, and I can also do individual counseling as students come into the office with the resume review. The job boards that are posted around campus, and I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen once we all move into the C wing on the first floor. I'm hoping to get a job board posted down there. But we have 5 physical job boards around campus that I've updated over the last few months. I don't know if anybody remembers the burlap that was stapled up to the boards for like 10 years. All of that's gone. It's not the final product, but it looks a whole lot better than it did. And that kind of goes along with I keep forgetting this doesn't shine on the screen, but with the logo. And it might seem like a simple thing, but when I started in career services, I kind of wanted to brand the office. And so with the help of our marketing office, was able to come up with a logo, and most of the stuff that comes out of my office now has that on top. And it's just kind of a way to sort of set my office apart. That way you kind of have that visual recognition of, you know, that's where that's coming from. So the career services logo is on the job boards, and again, a lot of the information that I send out. The job postings on the job boards really come through the collegecentral.com, which is the lower right square, the purple one. That's actually a free resource that we provide to all of our students and our graduates, where they can create an account and actually upload resumes, go through some tutorials. There are some podcasts that are on there that talk to them a little bit about career development. The assessments are available as well. And when they create their account, they also have access to the over 1,200 registered employers that we have right now that are employer partners for job postings, both part-time and full-time, whether they have a degree or not, in addition to the on-campus jobs that we offer as well, which I can do that here in just a second. If you've gone up the stairs in A on a Monday afternoon, for example, and you might see the bright yellow sandwich boards that say Employee Spotlight, I've been bringing employers to campus over the last couple of months, really specifically bringing them at a time when our students are here for the discipline in which the employer is looking. And so it's a program I think we had a few years ago, but the employers were kind of tucked away back in an office, and so what I'm trying to do is put them out front where our students are a little bit more frequently. And I've got some numbers on how many we've had coming here, but I've had a number of healthcare agencies and hospitals come, recruiting STNAs, LPNs, and then obviously networking with students that are finishing their RN degree. And then I've had some employers down in the engineering building as well. It says students by appointment, but like all of us, you know, we always have students that walk in, which is totally fine. So I don't mind that. It's a little bit more helpful if I can get a little heads up from the student. That way I can be a bit more prepared. We do have a Facebook page. Career Services, Northwest State Career Services does have a Facebook page now. I haven't run the numbers recently, but when we kind of revamped what it looked like and the messages that we were trying to put out there in collaboration with the marketing office, we've seen about a 40% increase in likes, which is, I think, something you're supposed to brag about. So if you haven't liked us yet, please do, and share that with their students. What we'll do is we'll feature maybe some career advice from time to time. I'll feature an employer once, maybe twice a week. I might post a position. We don't do it every single day, and we don't do it multiple times a day because, you know, it can turn into white noise and fill up the feed, and then we get unfollowed, and I don't want that to happen. So we're trying to be a little bit more intentional with the messages that we share, but we're trying to share really quality messages that are going to help our students. Ohio Means Jobs is obviously a resource that we utilize. That's kind of the state-managed format of the collegecentral.com website. Again, that's a supplemental resource that I share with our students. They can do resume searches or resume uploads, create what's called their backpack, which is kind of like their start to finish process from career development. And that really correlates pretty well with what College Central can do. And then the square that says Focus 2, my career planning readiness, that's something that we actually do with the admissions office as well, and specifically the recruiters and the advisors that are there. There are a number of assessments that students can take to kind of help shape a little bit of their career readiness, help them understand their interests and their skills and what they value in work. And then through some conversation, we can help them understand how Northwest State can help them make a connection with an academic program here. And then the last thing that's on this slide is the job fair, April 11th. It's traditionally been the second Tuesday in April. I've kept it that way again. It seems to work out pretty well. Last year I think we had 86 or 87 employers. I'm probably only going to be able to get about 82 in here this year with the construction. We've lost a little bit of space, but again, that's coming up in about 4 months, and we'll be inviting employers to that. Just some kind of rough numbers, and I generate this data off of College Central. It's a nice resource for me to kind of track some of the work, but a lot of this stuff happens outside of College Central. So that's probably September, October, and like the first week of November. You know, resume reviews with students, the number's higher than that, but the ones that actually went through College Central is 54, north of 54, 77 new student registrations, 54 new employer registrations, and 949 jobs posted. Now, I'm not physically typing in 949 new jobs. Those are postings that get developed through the employer registration partnerships. I'll have an employer contact me who may not be in the system, provide them with instructions on how they create their accounts. They upload the information, then I share that with students electronically, social media, and on our physical job boards around campus. I had mentioned on-campus jobs. Currently, we have 4 offices that are actually looking for student help for the spring semester. So again, in the classroom, just across campus, if you hear students talking about needing employment or wanting to work, admissions, the nursing lab, the registrar's office, and our STEM office is looking for students. They prefer that they be work-study eligible. There may not be enough money in like a student work line item in the budget, so the work-study money can kind of help offset that. About the only real caveat with any of those is the nursing lab assistant. They cannot be a nursing student, just because those students have access to exams and tests and some assessments. So they need somebody who's not nursing to actually work in that department. collegecentral.com/NSCC is where students can create their account and actually search those out and find out how to apply for those positions. A couple other initiatives that I've been working on over the last couple months. Graduate survey, which is a pretty big deal. 2 weeks ago, the 15-15-16 graduate survey went out, so that would be anybody who completed their degree last summer, last fall, and the past spring. So there was like 413 surveys that went out, and I'll tell you right now, technology's great, but I went the non-traditional, or the traditional route, I guess, of snail mail. I actually printed out the surveys this year, mailed them, self-addressed stamped envelope, and I've already got more responses in the last 2 weeks than I did in like the 3 months that I was doing it electronically and we were emailing and calling students. So the technology is, you know, stamps are still okay, I guess. You can read the numbers, but that's how many went out for each of our academic divisions. The employee spotlight, it's actually 15 now because I had 2 other employers that have already come this week, and I've got a couple more that are coming next Monday and Tuesday. As far as that goes. All right, let's get on the second. So, the other part of what I do is it's student activities, but it's really kind of evolved into campus activities. And thanks to all of you for participating in the chili cook-off and the Halloween costume contest and the karaoke contest and all of that. I know that the students enjoy it. It helps me out because I actually have people that participate. It kind of breaks the ice and gets a few other people excited to maybe participate and play. So thanks, and I know that you all appreciate it too. At least you seem to when you're out doing some of the activities. It's just kind of a nice break from the office. You can come out and kind of, you know, let your hair down just a little bit. Regarding the chili cook-off, the college was actually able to donate $613.15 to the Path Center this year with all the proceeds that were raised through the chili cook-off. $100 of that was actually donated back from the first place winner, the White Coats. The nursing department gave their $100 prize back so we could donate that to the Path Center. So that was pretty cool. But again, these are some of the fall events that I've done, and then I've got some spring events that are coming up. The ugly sweater, it says party, but that's because it's the only picture that I liked when I was stealing images offline. This says ugly sweater party. It's an ugly sweater contest. So next Monday, Tuesday, you can actually go down to the atrium, get your picture taken in your ugly sweater, and then on Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to post pictures of all the participants, and people get to vote, and I think you win a pizza, something like that. So that's going to be fun. The other thing that we have going on through tomorrow, actually through Friday, is Christmas for Kids. This is empty right now. It's been full, but if you have $1 or a quarter or something, you can throw it in there and we'll make sure that it gets delivered to Rick Friday morning. I've got a bunch of toys. I know Kristen's donated toys. I know a lot of other people have brought in some toys and some monetary donations. The deadline for that is tomorrow, so I'll be delivering all that stuff to the Defiance Mall Friday morning to Rick, because that's when they're doing their final collection and everything for that. So that's been pretty effective. And again, I've got 4 events coming up in the spring, and I've got one more slide. All right. Then the last part of the kind of like the student activities, campus activities part is the fitness center. So if you're not aware, we do have a fitness center. Number 1, we have one. It's been relocated, 2nd floor of E. The easiest way to tell students how to get there is to just head up the north stairs in the atrium and turn left, because this hallway will take you straight into the doors. All right. So if you haven't checked it out, take a look. It's, I mean, I'm going to call it state of the art because it's pretty nice. I did get confirmation yesterday that the locker rooms will be open in January. I know they're still doing tiling and fixtures and everything right now, but the locker rooms are right across from that. It's kind of part of that previously unfinished part of the 2nd floor of E, the new addition that we had a couple of years ago. So locker rooms are up there. We've got some new equipment. I got 2 new treadmills in April. We got a new leg press, dumbbells, elliptical, upright bike. Colin donated a heavy bag, so don't punch your coworkers or the door or anything. Just come up to the fitness center. You can hit the heavy bag for a while. I was asked if they could take pictures of people on it. You can do whatever you want. That's fine. So you can hit the heavy bag if you want. There's a little workout area. There's some light weights. There's some heavy weights. Somebody made a joke yesterday that they knew the leg press got in because that's when Robert and Colin started limping around the campus. So, anyway, so the fitness center is there, and it's available, and it's pretty cool, so I recommend you check it out. So thanks for all your support, and let me know if you have any questions. Ugly Sweater stuff, College Central, if you want to grab any of that stuff at the end, and obviously I'll have the bucket. So, thanks.
Thank you.
The 2016 annual report, it was before the pre-audit, and there was an error made in that report. So this was for 15-16, and all of the grants and scholarships and depreciation were not taken off of it, so it looked like we earned a lot of money that we did not have in that. And it was just in the report, so there was a reporting error, I should say. The 2015-16 budget, we anticipated a shortfall, so that was last year's budget. There was a shortfall anticipated, and that was actually covered by reserve dollars last year. So this is just a kind of note from Tom, again, that there was an error made in the financial statement. The expenses listed were stated before the scholarship and depreciation expense lines were added into the numbers. The actual audit for 15 and 16 is in the final stages and will be released very soon. And the college trustees and the administration are committed to transparency and that data reliability. And it says, personally apologize for the error and confusion that it has caused.
Okay, climate survey. Lori, yes. I'm here to tell you we have landed the plane, so it's a good thing. If you recall, Lana Snyder and I were tasked with meeting with the campus and identifying priorities from the results of the 2015 climate survey. So we started meeting with the councils last fall, and with the input from each of the councils, we identified 4 themes that emerged from the survey. They were being valued as an employee, trust, safety, and responsiveness. Then in the spring, we went back to the councils and asked for input on strategies and initiatives that we could take forward to address each of those areas. And it seemed that what emerged was that much of what was in the climate survey could be addressed through the strategic plan, which was already well underway. And so we looked to tie those initiatives or those themes back to the strategic plan. Our final task was to summarize whole process and the final outcome, which we did, and is now available for your reading on the U Drive. We also hope to get that out in an email attachment. So I'm here to encourage you to look at that final summary, and hopefully it still captures everybody's input that have contributed this last year. We thank you for that. We thank you for your assistance. And we welcome any feedback on the final report as well. And our hope is that going forward that we stay united in wanting to improve and address those things that were brought forward in that survey, and continue to work to improve relationships and the climate on our campus. So thanks to all of you that contributed. Thanks for your help, and thanks for the opportunity from Lan and I.
Thanks, Lori. Okay, I think the last thing we have here is just some of the upcoming dates. Again, Mike already talked about the ugly sweater contest that's coming up next week. On the 5th and 6th, you can get your picture taken. Voting's on the 7th and 8th, and then the 8th is also the faculty staff potluck is on that day. We do have some registration days scheduled for Friday, November 9th, and Wednesday, December 14th. Is the 14th, and then another registration day on January 4th. To try to get our last minute people in, and so we do need to do that push to get our students registered for next year, as I know we're still behind. December 14th and 15th, we've been having offices decorate and do things like that, but there's a lot of people moving, so not necessarily that everybody's going to be going all out with decorations, but maybe some folks are. But on the 14th and 15th is kind of the office walk around for the Christmas cheer type of thing. And then we have commencement on the 19th. And the 20th and 21st, we can wear our holiday gear or our logoed sweaters and jeans. So those are some days before we take off for the Christmas break. I don't know, I know we added a few things after yesterday's meeting. I don't know, does anybody else have anything to add to that list that we have forgot?
Does that mean the first day closed is the 22nd of December, is a Thursday?
Yes.
And then we open on the 2nd?
We open on the 2nd, January 2nd, on Monday. This year we have that floating holiday. I think there was already a reminder that came out from Think So. I know everybody else in the world gets Monday off, but we're back on Monday, and then we've got a day that we float later that you can take. So there's a form out there now for those who take that vacation day. Jim?
December 5th and 6th is also the foundation when they bring in the cookies and snacks to the Welcome Center area. So that's the 5th and 6th.
Okay. Very good. Any other questions, comments?
Do you know the hours for the December 9th and 14th registration day?
The 9th is
8 to 5, I think.
8 to 5?
And
Not the registration time. Is that me?
well, they're going to have advisors available
Well,
that,
from 8, okay.
for returning students and those that aren't
Those
testing.
2 days, there's also testing.